This is gonna sound really bad, but I remember when I was younger, there was like a lot of, oh, this is gonna sound really bad. There was like a lot of like school shootings happening. And I remember like for a while, my fantasy, like I would plot all these ways of how I would stop a school shooter if one ever came into my school. I was like, because like I hop schools a lot too. So like every time I was like, okay, here's where they keep like the medical equipment that I would need to grab to help like the teacher who would inevitably get like shot first if somebody like busted in the classroom. And if I'm in this classroom, here's all of like the prime like hiding spots and stuff that would be advantageous to me. If the shooter walked through the door, I could like come out from behind them, because they most likely, like if they like spray into the room with their gun and stuff, this is like, they would not likely shoot here because it is like slightly behind the door. They would shoot into like the middle area. But also during our school shooting drills, people are taught to hide in these cubbies and stuff, which means the shooter is also going to go directly for those cubbies, which means if I stay here in this other like closet area or whatever, then it will be the most like advantageous spot to like.
If you have anything on your mind or have any information about this,
this is prime male fantasy. Are you sure you don't know about bee shivers? I don't know what bee shivers are.
189.16.
Pippa thinks like a man flannel scenario.
For now, here's another hit record for you all to enjoy.
I think it's just being raised by Papakin. I think Papakin is a very like traditionally manly guy. So I had like a lot of those ideas, I guess, like kind of instilled in me of like, oh, whoa. If something happens, I need to be the one to take action. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Needless to say, never witnessed a school shooting. Skeptical Panda, thank you. Using our Pipkin for good
Play
money.
a record, Forrest.
Oh, okay. I don't know if now's the time to be playing music, but okay, let's introduce the song.
It's David Scopo with Moonlight.
I'm a security guard and they actually train us to do this.
This is not what I signed up for, Peggy.
Situational awareness.
Actually insane.
Hell yeah.
Did she really say it's gonna take her 4 hours? This
What's
guy's
that?
gonna kill half the town
Good, no,
in
thank you.
4
That was the most
hours.
topical tangent ever.
Forrest, that's not
That's
helpful.
good, Junior, thank you. Please
I
Papakin
know,
influence, being alert pays off.
Who is this whistling man character anyway?
He was
only-
a serial killer.
I'm interrupting the exposition to get the tangent. The only time I ever like had like any sort of like school shooting type experience was when somebody called in a school shooting threat to my school, and like that was like insane. They like posted on Facebook that they were gonna kill everybody, and so like all of the cops in this fucking small ass town that I lived in came up and parked outside and were like patrolling the premises, and we had to draw all the blinds closed. And I remember thinking it was the best day ever because they pulled down the projector and we watched movies. They gave us Otter Pops and we watched movies. And hope that we didn't get school shooted.
Back in the 50s, Edward Marshall Mooney went around in a freaky mask, whistling, and killed about a dozen folks in Gallows Creek.
Just got here talking about
No
school
reason
shooting.
for it. No motive. He just did.
A police force that actually responded to a school shooter. Yeah, it was like a huge thing. It was like all the cop cars came up. You could like see the flashing lights through like the creaks of the window. It was kind of like through the creaks of the blinds. It was kind of ominous. It was kind of like, for like the first hour, or what felt like the first hour, it kind of felt like a movie, right? It was like so dramatic. The teachers were being like all like kind of like hush hush, and like, if anybody would like to call their family at this time, you are free to do so. You may take out your phones and you may use them, or you may use my phone. If you're having difficulty contacting loved ones, blah, blah, blah. It was like so serious. It was so fucking serious. And I was expecting, I had like flashbacks to like previous schools where we like hid in the cubbies and stuff. But We just sat at the desk and watched movies and ate Otter Pops. So it was so serious at first, and then it was just like, here's your Otter Pops, kids. Aaron, thank you. I did the same thing when we had one in my middle school. Did not help the anxiousness. It was so intense. I wonder if like maybe somebody was like, okay, we gotta like bring it down a few notches here. I would believe that. I would believe it if somebody like maybe the cops were like, okay, you guys have to like chill the fuck out. ACM, thank you. Some kid in my school made an Insta post saying they had a rifle with our school name on it, and it was just the school's JROTC rifle. What the That's kind of funny. I mean, that's up, but Fox, thank you. Those ones are terrible. My friends and I had one. We used it sleepovers when we were younger and just walked it off most of the time. Why were you playing with stun guns as a child? What? That's a fire hazard. Did you not?
Here we go.
No, but when I was a kid, I did take Papakin's various, like, camping tools and stuff, like hatchets and stuff, and I would go out into the backyard and I would find a tree and I would just start chopping it down. That was my idea as fun as a kid, is finding a small enough tree that I could, with enough time spent, be able to chop it down with a hatchet. I would also go outside, collect we had like this white trash can that my parents used to like, dye stuff in for their job. And when they stopped dyeing stuff, I took that little white trash can thing and I would go around and collect thin rocks, and then I would take them inside and I would sit by the like stove fireplace thing, wood burning stove. I'd sit by the wood burning stove and I would sit there with my rocks and try to turn them into arrowheads. And in hindsight, that was a massive fire hazard because the rocks were getting really hot and they would create sparks and stuff, and I was doing it not on carpet, but like I was sitting on the carpet and I would like be like chipping away at these rocks, like on like the tile in front of the wood burning stove. Did it work? No, not really. No, it did not. They always just broke on me. I don't think I ever successfully made one.